Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those out there that do not know me, my name is Alicia and I'm a special events professional, and I help newly engaged couples plan and design their wedding just like a pro, but most importantly without breaking the bank. So today's video, I'm going to get into 10 healthy wedding planning habits that you need to apply to your wedding planning process so you don't become overwhelmed, you don't become burnt out, you don't become discouraged. So we're just going to jump right into it because I don't want this video to be too long. I want you guys to stay tuned, take some notes so that way you're able to apply it to your actual own wedding planning process regardless of what stage you are in. These tips still, apply for whatever stage of the wedding planning process that you are in. So number one, don't become discouraged or overwhelmed. The number one common trending wedding planning question is, how do I get started planning my wedding, or where do I begin planning my wedding? So those are the questions kind of like that pops up on Google. How? Because people are looking for that starting point. If you need a wedding planning timeline, I have a link below, and I'll make sure that you guys see that link so you're just able to click it and grab your free wedding planning timeline and get on my exclusive wedding planning news email list, so that way you get exclusive tips and different emails along the way. Anything helps, any type of information helps, especially without you trying to pull information from everywhere and try to piece it together. Again, I have the wedding planning timeline along with wedding planning templates that will help you along the way. So again, don't become discouraged or overwhelmed. You need to find help. You need to find the starting point, like a timeline, checklist, a video, that's where you want to start. But you want to start with your vision. You want to close your eyes and jot down everything that you see the day of your wedding, from the ceremony to how you get there, to the reception. So you want to close your eyes and write down or draw out how you see your wedding that day. How do you see your wedding happening? So that way you have like a starting point. Like, okay, I see a church, or I see, the guests sitting down at tables. That's the starting point right there. What is your vision for your wedding? So once you're able to pull that vision out of your head, you're able to start kind of pulling different pieces and putting the pieces together. But the top 3 tips I'm going to tell you is to write out a detailed plan or draw out your vision, come up with a realistic budget, start working on that guest list, because the 4th tip is, when you start contacting vendors, they're going to ask, how many people are you expecting? How many guests do you plan on, having, and stuff like that. So those are the top 3 tips. But if you want more wedding planning tips, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I will give you all the tips that I know. I'll let you, I'll pick my own brain and come up with questions and, make videos and stuff like that. But that's where you want to start: the detailed plan, the budget, and the guest list. Stay organized. Tip number 2, you want to stay organized. You want to keep like a binder, make labels, keep things separated and into different totes. Again, my wedding planning templates will be down below as well, but you definitely want to stay organized. You want to get you a wedding planning binder, and you want to keep everything inside this binder. This binder is going to become your life for the duration of your wedding planning. And it eliminates loose paper. So you jotting down something on loose paper, you lose the paper, contact information. You have everything inside this binder, and you just, you can get tabs, sheet protectors to keep everything in there. And that's something I definitely recommend that you do. Get tabs and make nice labels, sheet protectors, really keep everything organized in here. And then once you start buying decorations and stuff, you want to invest in totes, and you want to separate your totes based upon tables. If you're decorating your whole wedding, doing this yourself, you want to separate your stuff out into totes and then put labels on each tote. You want to try to get you some people to help you set up your wedding, set it up, break it down, clean, help you really during this day. So you want to route up a cleaning crew, or you can hire staff and stuff like that to help you. And I highly recommend the day of your wedding hiring a day of coordinator and staff to kind of just help you, move the day along without you working, without enjoying your wedding, So I would definitely put inside your budget, hiring staff and a day of coordinator to help you the day of. So that's one less thing off your shoulders. Number 3, eliminate stress. Even if that's people, if somebody's coming around and they're just causing you so much stress, they're being negative, they're just questioning you about why you're buying this and why is your wedding so expensive and stuff like that. Eliminate them completely, regardless of what the relationship is. Nobody should not be causing another person stress. Stress can lead to health problems, and you don't have that type of time. Eliminate the stress. If there's a vendor that is giving you the runaround, find somebody new. There's so many different vendors in the wedding planning market that you can replace that vendor that's that lacks communication, that they haven't gotten back to you. Your anxiety is high because you don't know what's going on with whatever. You keep trying to book your venue and nobody's not answering. There's always other alternatives, and there's always other places that you can go. So don't let one vendor stress you out. Don't let nobody stress you out. Move on, find somebody new, eliminate them from your happy day. Number 4, get rest and take time off. Put PTO in for your wedding planning and take time off, because you don't want to get discouraged. You don't want to be like, I'm not even interested in the planning process anymore because it's just so much. And you don't want to be always talking about your wedding. Nobody can't really talk to you about anything else because you want to talk about your wedding. Don't nobody want to hear that all the time. So you need to take time off, take a weekend with you and your future spouse, take a weekend with you and your family, you and your girlfriends, take like a girls trip, but eliminate the complete talk about the wedding. And another thing too, plan privately. Don't answer people's questions about your wedding. If they're invited, they're invited. If they're not, they're not. Because if invited people keep hounding you, and they're going to start getting into your head and questioning you and trying to direct you to somewhere else, you don't have time for that. And then people that you're not inviting, they're going to start asking questions. And then when it comes down to invitations, they're going to be like expecting theirs because they didn't hold a conversation with you about your wedding. So eliminate stress, eliminate wedding talk, plan privately. And that is part of taking time off and getting rest. Number 5, use your own creativity. Because Pinterest will leave you burnt out. If you've already taken the vision out of your head and put it onto paper, you should be trying to find a venue. Maybe the venue that you're looking at doesn't have a lot of tables that you need, so you need to look at additional tables. So you need to be looking at your vision and pulling out different stuff that you need in order to have your wedding. So for example, tablecloths. You know that you're going to need to have tablecloths. Pinterest is not, you don't need to go on Pinterest to find tablecloths. You don't need to go on Pinterest to find, Pinterest is a nice thing, so don't get me wrong, but I don't want you staying on there and your vision keeps changing. Your vision keeps, I like this, and then it's, time's wasting away and you're indecisive because you like all these different things. So it's okay to have, once you take your vision from up here and put it down onto paper, it is okay to go on Pinterest for enhancements. So say for instance, you want a nice rustic theme, but you looked at your paper and it's not really nothing, it's a nice layout and nice stuff on the paper, but what can you add more? So you want to go on Pinterest in the search bar, type in rustic wedding and see what all pops up. Like, ooh, I like that. So you could jot that stuff down that you see it's in a rustic theme, jot it down, and then get off of Pinterest and start looking at it and start executing and buying what you need to get, and making this vision on paper really come to life. Even if you're not a drawer, you're going to even attempt to draw out just so you can get a visual of your day. But use your own creativity. Use Pinterest once you already have a theme in place. Once you already have a theme in place, that's when you want to use Pinterest. Or if you're indecisive and don't know what to do, go on Pinterest for a day or two. Write down all the themes. Write down 3 themes that you like. And then once you get those 3 themes, really start looking at it, but because you have to compare the cost to execute this, okay? Every food doesn't go with that theme. So if you have like a certain theme and then you have like food that don't go with the theme, your guests are going to be like, that's not the food that goes with that. You know, like you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that. So you have to do a theme that you're able to execute, that is affordable for you, and that you're able to make it come to life at a price that you can afford. But you don't want to have an expensive theme that you can't really execute, and that now the whole theme is shattering because you can't, the stuff that you're looking at is cost too much and stuff like that. So you have to find a theme that you are actually able to afford. Number 6, you want to set deadlines. Have a calendar inside of your wedding planning binder and set deadlines. You want to set deadlines for your bridal party if you choose to have one, for when they should get different stuff. Have a deadline for when you want to book things. Have a deadline for the last day to buy stuff. So you want to set a deadline so that you can execute this and move on to another task. You want to execute and check off one task before you move on to another. So setting deadlines is definitely going to be like I finally got that done. Now I can move on to the next thing. But that's what you want to do. Set calendars. Again, you want to have a checklist. And again, you can get all that down below in my wedding planning templates button down below. Number 7, stick to your budget. No exceptions. Do not say or let the venue or vendors or whoever take you out of your budget. You want to set a allocated budget at the top. So let's say it's $10K, and then you want to have like little branches. I do have a template, but I have to fix it because it comes out very small when you print it. But I've already set it up. So all you have to do is just fill in the amount of your budget. So say like 10K. Then you have to factor in catering, then you have to factor in attire, then you have to factor in music and stuff like that. So you break that big number down, your big budget down, into smaller ones, and with that, whatever you set for a smaller one is what you stick with. And make sure that you always try to save some money for late, afterwards. But things happen. Sometimes you just have to spend like the whole budget, but try to break it down. But I'll let you guys know. Or maybe I'll put it up. Maybe everybody's printer is different, but I'll still put up the template for the budget allocation chart, so that way you guys can see it and use it, and use that thing, because it's going to be a helpful tool for you guys to stay within your budget and really see where your money's going and how much money you have to spend for each area of your wedding. Number 8, don't try and please others. That's why I say plan in private, because the more information that you leak out, the more information that you put out there, the more questions you answer about your wedding, is going to be more people trying to, well, why are you planning that? Or why are you having it there? Or why are you having that food? And, a lot of negative comments, or people are going to be like, well, I don't eat that, so I don't know what I'm going to eat. Just making comments. That's why you keep your wedding planning quiet. You plan quietly. You don't answer no questions, especially when people start getting nosy and asking about your finances. Oh, how much you have to spend on your wedding? That is such a rude question to me. You don't ask somebody about their finances, and none of your business how much I'm spending on anything, because they wouldn't ask you, or maybe they're that type of person that feels like they can just ask any old question. That is when you stop them and say that is none of your business. And that's that. You don't have to give no explanation. That's really none of your business. Simple. Because people sit there, try to tap into what you got going on, to sit there, try to put negative stuff in your head, or try to get you to book here, places that they are familiar with. So they're pretty much trying to get you to do stuff that makes them comfortable. Maybe they don't feel safe or comfortable driving out that far. So once you have your event a little bit closer because it's right by my house, or I don't really like that food, but their food right here is very good, so that's why I say plan it private. Is nobody's business. Don't let nobody look at your wedding planning binder, because again, it's none of their business. And anybody that's already making negative comments and negative statements about your wedding, eliminate them. They don't have to come. Parents can be toxic, siblings can be toxic, family members can be toxic, friends can be toxic. Eliminate the toxic people out of your life to bring out your happiness. You do not have to invite all your family. You do not have to invite everybody that you know, because everybody that you know is not for you, including family. So if you are starting to notice, or have already saw and noticed well in the past, that somebody is very negative, they always have something to say, they feel like they're in competition with you, whatever the case may be, do not invite them to your wedding. Don't put them in your wedding, and stand your ground on that, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to sit there and try to overtalk you and try to have things their way. And do not get caught up if somebody tries to pay. I have a podcast episode. I've already spoke about this in another video, but if somebody's offering to pay, it could be two reasons why. Number one, they're trying to pay to have a say, meaning they're only trying to pay to get access to your guest list, meaning that they can now invite whoever they choose to, or they can have more of a say in your wedding because they've already paid their dues. Or some people are very genuine. I don't want nothing in return. Here's the money. I want to help you out. Enjoy. I can't wait for the wedding. So you have to kind of now evaluate and eliminate. But like in the video that I said before, don't spend the money right away. Take the money, the check. If it's a check, cash it, put the money in an envelope and push it off to the side. Why? Because you want to wait. You want to wait it out. Why you want to wait it out? You want to wait it out to see if they say anything, or if they try to make a shady move, or if they sit there and try to say, well, I've already invited this person. You've accepted my money. That's when you could say, no, I did not. Here's your money back. Now I won't invite them. So you have to kind of play like the waiting game with this, and not be so happy or gullible that somebody's willing to help you pay for something, because there could be a different outcome, a motive behind it. So just kind of wait it off and see what happens, what happens. So that's that. Number 9, keep your future spouse in the loop, not your family and friends. Your future spouse is who you're going to be marrying, who you're going to be, spending your life with. That's who you want to keep in the loop. You don't want to keep your family, unless you know your people is positive. You guys can sit down, generate ideas, and then allocate. I'll help you with your invitations, and they're responsible. You want to find nice, positive, responsible people that genuinely want to help, that they're not going to mess it up or try to sabotage you. They want to actually help and bring their creativity, help you take a load off your shoulders, and help you execute it, because they're just as happy for you. Because you're getting married, and they're extra excited and happy to help you plan your wedding. So you want to find people like that. If you don't have people like that, then you can always elope, or do it all by yourself. Just take your time, spread out your wedding planning process, so you're not rushing, you're not getting overwhelmed, burnt out. You can do stuff in a nice, timely, ordered, a nice, timely fashion, without it be looking rushed and feeling rushed and anything like that. People will see that if it's rushed and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you take enough time to plan your wedding out. And last but not least, do what you can do. If something's not working out, that's okay. If something is not going your way, that's okay. You want to speak positivity into your wedding. You don't want to, oh, I can't do this, or oh, this is, you don't want to put that negative energy out. You want to speak positive things. So if you feel yourself being negative towards your own wedding, or feeling a negative vibe, just stop yourself. This is going to work out. I can figure this out. Things are going to happen in a due time. This is just a little bump in the road. It is okay. You want to speak that so you can reassure yourself that things are going to be okay, that you're not creating stress, anxiety, and all these other different emotions in you because you feel like something is not going right. So you stop yourself, take a deep breath, close your wedding binder for the day, go take a walk, jog, clear your mind, and then come back to it. Okay, clear your mind, then come back to it. Don't just keep trying to work on it. Stop, clear your mind, and then come back to it. And then you'll be able to figure out, once you leave that task alone, once I'm done wedding planning for today, I need to take a break. That's what you need to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys will hit that subscribe button, just like I know that you are going to click down below to download some wedding planning templates to flood your wedding binder and grab your wedding planning timeline as well. I'll put the link below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.